evening, dear televiewers. We are broadcasting live from Douala and you are watching the 7 p.m. news on Reflets television. Here are the headlines. Cameroon lawyers announce a 5-day nationwide strike to protest against recent abuses on lawyers in the line on duty. Details follows. The Cameroon Bar Association will from November 30 observe a 5-day nationwide strike action to protest against recent abuses on lawyers in the line of duty. The strike action is one of the resolutions taken during the extraordinary session of the Bar Council that held few days after lawyers were tear-gassed by police and gendarmes in a courtroom in Bonanjo, Douala. After this incident at the Bonanjo Court of First Instance, 2 lawyers were arrested, among whom human rights barrister Richard Tamfu. After the arrest, they were transferred before the State Council in Bonanjo and following accusations of violence were later on transferred to the Douala Nubel prison. Following these double actions, the Bar Council decided to respond with a 5-day nationwide strike during which all lawyers have been called upon to boycott court sessions. The Bar Council has equally cancelled the judicial honors that were to be given to late Bar President Charles Chakunte Patie beginning December due to the strike action. The Global Organization of Healthcare Education, of first ever African to sit on the board of directors of prestigious American Society of Neurogenesis, yesterday, November 22, 2020, celebrated its 25th anniversary as part of activities marking the first 5 years of existence. The body has consistently been providing healthcare education online for mostly African countries. Details in this report. Cameroon-born Tigo Daniel Njoyo, the first African to sit on the board of the prestigious American Society of Neurogenesis and founder of the Global Health Organization, with the aim of training people around the world in neurogenesis with a specific interest in Africa, the GOHE body strongly believes in the realization of their mission and vision, which is providing healthcare education online. Starting their operations in Ethiopia, the non-profit organization has accomplished projects in India and the United States and are gladly introducing their innovation to beneficiaries.
So our organization, a vision and mission for the past 5 years, I strongly believe has been accomplished. We have realized what we intended, which was to use online and very few travels to teach people, healthcare personnel around the world to take care of people living with epilepsy. So we were successful at doing that in many countries. We started in Ethiopia and we spread along in other countries in Africa. We have a good number of people in Africa that we support today.
From 2015 to 2018, students of the Mekele University in Ethiopia were fortunate to have benefited from the neurogenesis education of GOHE, while in 2018, the committed team supported the Epilepsy Support Foundation of Zimbabwe. Neighboring Nigeria and Cameroon is not left out, as the team gives back to beneficiaries as it receives its donation. According to Simon G. Griffin, chairman of the Lifeline Neuro, the team in the most committed team bringing sufficient impact to the African continent. Presidential and legislative elections held against the background of a tense security in Burkina Faso. Promise Fosso has the details.
Voters in Burkina Faso yesterday, November 22nd, casted their votes for new presidential and legislative elections held against the background of a spiraling conflict and one of the world's fastest growing humanitarian crises. During Sunday's first round vote, President Kabore faced 12 oppositions and told the press that he calls on all Burkinabe to vote whatever their lining is. It's about the democracy of Burkina Faso, it's about development, it's about peace. According to the Electoral Commission, though the elections went smoothly in the capital with no records of large-scale violence, some police stations in the eastern areas had to be closed because of threat. Over 6.5 million of Burkinabés voted yesterday, even though 20% of the country do not expect votes as the territory remains outside government control. President Kabore's two main challenges are 2015 runner-up opposition leader Zephyrin Diabro and Eddie Kombiogo, standing for the party of former President Blaise Compaoré. In 5 years, terrorist attacks killed more than 1,600 people and displaced more than 1 million people from their homes due to violence in the West African country. Opposition candidate accused Compaoré of not doing much to stem the bloodshed. During Sunday's vote, Diabro stated that, "We are Republicans. Any result that is sincere, we will accept it and go cheer and congratulate the winner. We will not accept to go and endorse a masqueraded result that will be tainted by fraud and illegality." In order to avoid the second runoff, a candidate must win 51% of the vote, and results are expected later in a week.
Bobi Wine was defiant Friday after being released on bail following violent clashes between security forces and his supporters that left at least 37 people dead, marking a violent start to the country's election session. The 2 days of protest were sparked by Wine's arrest on Wednesday ahead of a political rally in the run-up to the January 14 election, in which he is seen as the main challenger to President Yoweri Museveni, who is seeking to extend his 36-year rule. Wine, a musician turned politician, was charged on Friday with infringing COVID-19 restrictions on large gatherings. Bobi Wine said he promises the people of Uganda that whatever the situation will be, he will not abandon them on the journey they started together. He said they must finish this journey until they remove a dictator from power, referring to Museveni. Wine is due to appear in court again on December 18. According to the charges sheet, Wine is accused of an act which he knew or had reasons to believe was likely to spread the infection of COVID-19. We conclude this edition with the outgoing president of the African Football Confederation, Ahmad Ahmad, that has been sentenced to a 5-year ban on all football-related activities by an adjudicatory chamber of the FIFA Independent Ethics Commission. Ahmad Ahmad is notably accused of embezzlement. Promise Fosso has details in this report once more.
The decision came in the form of a statement published on the website of the International Federation of Football, FIFA. The Malagasy Ahmad Ahmad, outgoing president of the African Football Confederation, CAF, and vice president of FIFA, is suspended for a period of 5 years from any activities related to a professional football. The verdict chamber of the Independent Ethics Commission found Ahmad Ahmad guilty of violating Article 15, duty of loyalty, 20, acceptance and distribution of gifts or other advantages, and 25, abuse of power of the 2020 edition of the FIFA Code of Ethics, as well as Article 28, embezzlement of its 2018 edition, details FIFA. The investigation into the behavior of Mr. Ahmad as president of CAF between 2017 and 2019 focused on various issues related to the governance of CAF, including the organization and funding of a pilgrimage to Mecca, his acquaintances with the sports equipment company, tactical skill and other activities, specifies the statement of the Judgment Chamber of the Ethics Commission, which affirms to have established that Ahmad Ahmad had failed in his duty of loyalty, bestowed gifts and other benefits, inappropriately managed funds, and abused his office as president of CAF. He must also pay a fine of 200,000 Swiss francs, which is equal to 185,000 euros.
This is all we had for you this evening, dear televiewers. Thanks for watching to the end. See you tomorrow, same time. Meanwhile, have a blessed week.